Alright, welcome. This is going to be a flight from Barcelona to San Sebastian. And while originally the plan was to fly with the Airbus A319 from Tolis, the weather is really not optimal in San Sebastian. The cloud layer is scattered or overcast and it's below the minimums. So we'll fly with a smaller aircraft where we can fly lower for the approach at the end. So it's going to be a bit different than what I planned to do, and also with a different approach. So it's a bit more exciting because the other original approach I've tried twice in the previous days, and this is completely new. But we'll see how things go. I've already logged into the IVAO network, but there is no ATC on WebEye visible for Barcelona for now. So we'll see if that's gonna change in the future. I've already submitted our flight plan, but we'll just go on and set up the plane and see how things go. I've calculated that we need 451 liters of kilograms of fuel, which in gallon is 148 gallons. So we'll put 150 gallons of fuel in the tanks. And there is one pilot, who is me. There is no passengers. And for the fuel, we need 150 gallons. So that's 75 gallons in each tank. Which should be sufficient, even with holes and so on. Alright. We'll install a GPU for the start. Do not use the batteries. And then we can turn things on. The doors are closed, so that's good. Also at the back there is nothing open. Good. And let's put on the power. The source is going to be the GPU. Systems are initializing. It's been a while since I flew the TBM, so
Aural warning, okay.
We'll see how things go. Well, since we have the GPU, I will start by filling in the flight plan, and we'll only start the engine afterwards.
TAWS system test, okay.
Alright, how did this work? So flight plan. We are not going from Charleroi. Let's hear this. But indeed we are flying from Barcelona, and our flight plan is here, an Avitab from SimBrief. Alright, so it's Graus. Then TBM, Papa November. Okay, there is going to be control. Okay, it's personal control, good. And we'll also set quickly a transponder code 2000 to start with, and we'll see how this goes further. I will fill in the flight plan and then we'll ask for clearance. I will not fill in the departure because they are going to tell us.
Flight 857, level 390 inbound with Ramon.
1897 Barcelona, hello, radar contact, flight level 390, squawk 0042.
Squawk 0042, request descend, Ryanair 85.
Alright, TBM.
1857, roger, descend flight level 300.
Descend level 300, Ryanair 8257.
1857, Amenlas clearance, descend flight level 310.
Down 310, Ryanair 857.
November, San Sebastian.
Barcelona, buena, Ryanair 2 Lima Foxtrot, level 310, descending to 290.
Lima, Echo.
Ryanair 2 Lima
Sierra.
Foxtrot, Barcelona, buena, radar contact, flight level 310, descend flight level 130, flight direct Sanis, expect ILS Zulu 02. Descending level 130, expecting ILS Zulu 02, direct Sanis, Ryanair 2 Lima Foxtrot.
Lima, Echo, Sierra, Oscar. Okay, so far. Okay, that does look good. Oops. Oh, it's been really a while since I flew with this. Okay, the route is in. We'll ask for a clearance before we go further with the startup. Maybe quickly set the...
Barcelona, Ryanair 2 Lima Foxtrot.
if we can.
Ryanair 2 Lima Foxtrot, Barcelona, pass a message. I know the reason for runway 02 is due to real operations, but do you know why in real life they are using runway 02 right now? 2 Lima Foxtrot, standby.
One to 1.98.
Barcelona Control, buenas tardes, hay que echarle Alfa Lima Bravo.
Eco Charlie Alfa Lima Bravo, zona buenas, responde a 0044.
Respondemos en 0444, hay que echarle Alfa Lima Bravo.
Barcelona El Prat Information Hotel.
2015.
1600 Zulu weather.
1015.
Wind 140 at 6 variable 090 to 200. Visibility more than 10. Sky.
Colima Bravo, contacto radar 340, vuelo directo Mario.
¿Me puede repetir el directo A?
Colima Bravo, vuelo directo Mario.
Tengo problemas con el sonido, un segundo por favor.
Ryanair 2 Lima Foxtrot, descend flight level 70, number 1, high speed approved.
No, this does not have enough.
Descend level 70, number 1, high speed is approved. Ryanair 2 Lima Foxtrot.
Alright.
Ryanair 857, monitoring Econ 122.8, bye-bye. Ryanair 857, Barcelona, monitoring Econ 122.8, bye-bye.
220%.
Just preparing my clearance. I see that there are a few people saying hi. Thanks for joining. It's a bit busy right now because I have to prepare the clearance and do the radio comm and the departure. When we are done with that, I will try to have a look at the chat too and see what's happening there. Just let me finish this first. We are not flying with the Tolis, as I said, because the weather the destination is not good enough for a Category C plane NDB approach. That's why we are flying with a smaller plane. And I hope the weather is going to be fine for that. So we'll see. So we are going to ask Ifr Clearance to San Sebastian. And they're going to tell us the departure, the runway in use, the initial flight level, and the squawk. And maybe also the QNH, because there is no QNH for the Barcelona control that's online. So because that's not only for Barcelona but also for the whole region. So at WebEye there is no QNH given there. There is no information Alpha, Bravo or Charlie that we have to say when we contact them because of this. And I expect a grouse departure. And I expect 2 Romeo. We'll see what they give, depending on which runway they want us to use. Okay, then let's contact them. Barcelona Control, good evening. Oscar Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Oscar Oscar Papa Sierra Papa Barcelona, hello, pass a message.
Oscar Oscar Papa Sierra Papa at stand 42 at Barcelona Airport, requesting IFR clearance to San Sebastian.
Oscar Oscar Papa Sierra Papa Barcelona, hello, startup approved. You're clear to San Sebastian via the grouse 2 Romeo departure runway 07 right. Climb initially 6,000 feet, QNH 1014, squawk 0041.
Clear to San Sebastian, departure grouse 2 Romeo, runway 07 right, in use. Initial climb to 6,000 feet, squawk 0041, QNH 1014, Oscar Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Oscar Sierra Papa, read back correct.
Alright, then set first the transponder code to 0041, 0041, no, 0041, yes. The initial climb is going to be to 6,000 feet.
Barcelona, buenas tardes. Eco Charlie India Julie Bravo, cruzando nivel 230 en ascenso, 240 directos Marta.
1014.
Eco Charlie India Juliet Bravo Barcelona, buenas, responda 0045.
Okay, then we go back to the flight.
Set 045, Eco Charlie India Julie Bravo.
So now we can put in the departure because we've been cleared for a given departure. And here that's under the procedures. And then we
Echo
select
Charlie India Juliet Bravo, contacto radar 245, suba, corrección nivel 235, suba nivel 240. Marta 2 November arribada, espere y LESO Zulu pista 02.
that's the Grouse to Romeo.
Recibido, continuamos en ascenso para el final 240, Marta 2 November y
Grouse
el S02, Echo Charlie India Juliet Bravo.
Alright, we load that, and that's good. Okay. So that's good. We will set up the arrival later because we'll have quite some time in a cruise. I mean, at least enough time to do that. What we'll do now is request a startup, and then we will start up. And also we will prepare our charts for taxiing, because taxiing in Barcelona is quite a maze, let's say. So, airports, Barcelona. We will have an airport chart, and then we need the airport taxi routes, departure, runway 07 right. Taxi routes, departure, runway 07 right. That's what we need. So we are up here. So we'll probably have to go through Bravo November, Uniform 1, then Sierra's, Sierra, yes, probably. Departure runway 07 right. Okay, so we'll have to go around if they don't let us cross the runway, but it seems like they don't. So then all the way across Sierra, the mics, then down Echo, Juliet, Kilo. That's a long way to go. Alright, but we were first request startup.
Echo Charlie India Juliet Bravo, solicitamos descenso.
Echo Juliet Bravo, descienda a nivel 130.
Descendemos para nivel 130, Echo Juliet Bravo.
Oscar Papa Sierra Papa requesting startup.
Oscar Sierra Papa, startup approved.
Startup approved. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa. Alright. Then, because I don't know this by heart, and because there is a very nice checklist built into the TBM 900. Oh, I need my rudder pedals. Okay, rudder pedals also in position. Okay, then we can proceed. This is backward, check. Throttle is at cutoff, check. Strobes on, check. Aux BP fuel switch on. Check. Prop clear. And then how this goes, we will flip the starter for 2 seconds. It will start the starter process, then we will monitor the percentages and the temperature here. The temperature we don't expect to have any problem with, but when the percentages will have 13%, then the throttle goes to low idle. Then when it's above 52%, then we will put the throttle to flight idle. And first switch the power to battery instead of the GPU. We'll also put our parking brakes on. Parking brake on. We will remove the chocks. Good. Okay, let's then do the start. Starter has started. NG over 13. Then we can go to low idle. Okay. Oil pressure is rising, temperatures rising in the green. Then we can go to battery. We can remove the GPU. Then the starter stopped, angle is about 50, then we can
One
go
to Lima
flight
Foxtrot, descend
idle.
2000 feet, QNH 1014. Descending to 2000,
Flight
QNH 1014, runner to Lima
temperatures are
Foxtrot.
good.
Echo Juliet Bravo, start reducing now speed to 260 knots.
Okay.
Reducimos 260, Echo Juliet Bravo.
Engine parameters all in green, check. This goes to flight idle, check. I need to move a bit things around on my desk because there is no space. Okay, source selector is already on battery, check. Electrical networks are good, it's normal that we have a bit of low voltage. Throttle is in flight idle, good. Engine parameters all in the green, fuel quantities checked. Then the aux PP fuel switch goes to auto, right? Aux PP auto and the fuel selector auto. Aux PP auto, fuel selector auto. So we don't have to manually switch tanks left, right, it will be taken care of automatically.
Echo Juliet Bravo, descend flight level 90. Corrección, Echo Juliet Bravo, desciende a nivel 90.
Generator is
Descendemos para 90, Echo Charlie.
green. Alright, amps positive, good. Trim switch goes on. AP trim switch on. Oxygen supply, we have probably a few full. You're feeling good. Engine and turn on the air conditioning. Okay, we are going there. And the oxygen supply, yes, that's almost full, so that's good. Display backup button, check. That's working as intended. Lead switch, and that's on auto. Air conditioning is auto. The fan speed is set automatically, and then we are in a temperature of 20 degrees because it's really hot outside. It's 30 degrees outside in Barcelona. Okay, so air conditioning is taken care of. Pressure mode switch is auto. It's on auto, check. Control selector, we set it at the temperature we need. Standby instruments, check. Landing field elevation is set at 16 to Lima Echo Sierra Oscar. That's where we are going, so that's correct. The altimeter is set at 1014. The altitude is more or less sea level. That's correct. We set the trims for takeoff. That's
Buenas tardes, Barcelona
already
Control, del Boeing 3902.
We don't need the de-icing.
Boeing 3902, Barcelona, buenas, paso
The
mensaje.
inertial separator goes on.
Estamos en Barcelona, en el stand 260 y solicitamos, clearance para el plan de vuelo instrumental destino Ibiza.
Alright, we'll ask
Boeing
taxi.
3902, Barcelona, buenas, recibido. ¿Podría revisar el alternativo, por favor? Sí, ahora mismo lo revisamos. Eco Lima Bravo, escucho Unicom 122,8, hasta luego.
Pasamos Unicom 228, muchas gracias.
Eco Juliet Bravo, descienda a 6000 pies, QNH 1014.
6000 pies con NH 1014, Echo Charlie India Juliet Bravo.
Eco Juliet Bravo, reduzca velocidad a 2302.
Reducimos para 230, Echo Juliet Bravo.
Runner to Lima Foxtrot, report indicated airspeed.
220, runner to Lima Foxtrot.
Runner to Lima Foxtrot, Roger, maintain speed 220 knots until further advice.
220 to maintain until further advice, runner to Lima Foxtrot.
Boeing 3902, Barcelona, buenas, recibido, muchas gracias. Está autorizada a Ibiza, vía la Larpa 3 Romeo. 027 derecha, inicial 6000 pies, QNH 1014, responda 0046.
Okay, while we are waiting that they stop talking on the...
Pues por Larpa 3 Romeo, objetivo 07 derecha, QNH 1014, respondemos 0046, Boeing 3902.
We were doing close
Boeing
to the
3902, colación correcta, puesta en marcha aprobada.
Puesta en marcha aprobada, Boeing 3902.
Runway 2 Lima Foxtrot, left heading 050, clear TLS to correction, clear TLS, runway 02.
Left heading 050, clear TLS Zulu, runway 02, runner 2 Lima Foxtrot.
Eco Juliet Bravo, reduzca velocidad 200 nudos.
Reducimos para 200, Eco Juliet Bravo.
Alright.
Eco Charlie India Juliet Bravo, vire derecha, rumbo 090, vector inicial 02.
090 derecha, vector inicial, Eco Charlie India Juliet Bravo.
Okay, now we can request taxi, hopefully. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa requesting taxi.
Oscar Sierra Papa, taxi via gate Bravo November, uniform, Tango, Echo, hold short, Echo 7, runway 25 right.
Taxi via Bravo November, uniform, Tango, Echo, hold short, Echo 7, runway 07 right. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Oscar Sierra Papa, negative, Echo 7, hold short 25 right initially.
Hold short 25 right initially. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
182 Lima Foxtrot, reduce speed 160 knots until 4 DME.
Okay, that's
160 until 4 DME, runner 2 Lima
Bravo
Foxtrot.
November, uniform, Tango.
Eco Juliet Bravo, descienda a 2000 pies con el 8014.
Descendemos 2000 pies sobre 1014, Eco Juliet Bravo.
Okay, Tango, Echo 7. Okay.
Boeing 3902, listos, puesta en marcha, retroceso.
Okay, so we can
Boeing 3902, retroceso aprobado, Quebec 7 inclinando al oeste.
going to have a quick look outside.
Inclinando al oeste para Quebec 7, Boeing 3902.
Eco Juliet Bravo, reduzca velocidad 1802.
Okay, so we go.
Reducimos para 18, Eco
That's
Juliet Bravo.
Bravo November. Okay. Okay. Then we can put
Eco
the
Juliet
lights
Bravo,
on.
vire derecha, rumbo 100.
Nav lights also on.
Derecha 100, Eco Juliet Bravo.
Okay. We know these things.
182 Lima Foxtrot, wind 120 degrees, 4 knots, number 1, continue approach.
Okay. Left is
Number 1,
clear,
continue
right is
approach, runner 2
clear.
Lima Foxtrot.
We go. And we'll just go right immediately because there is no traffic. Okay, parking brake off. And throttle goes back to taxi range. Do not speed up too much. Alright, so we are here. We'll take Bravo November, then the first right, then the second right to Tango. Nobody from the right, good. So this is the gate to the General Aviation Apron, that's Bravo November. Here.
Eco Juliet Bravo, reduzca velocidad 1602,
Rise to
160.
Uniform 1.
Recibido, reducimos velocidad para 160, Eco Juliet Bravo.
182 Lima Foxtrot, wind calm, runway 02, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 02, runner 2 Lima Foxtrot.
Then we take the second one, so not the Sierra, the first, the second, that's Tango.
Eco Juliet Bravo, descienda a 1500 pies, mínima radar.
Descendemos para mínima 1500, Eco Juliet Bravo.
Okay, Tango is here to the right.
Eco Juliet Bravo, vira izquierda rumbo 050, autorizado IRS Zulu 02.
Izquierda 050, autorizado ILS 02, Eco Juliet Bravo.
There's gonna be first a do not enter sign, yes. Then Delta and then Echo. So here is the do not enter, good. Then the next one.
Oscar Sierra Papa via Echo, cross runway 25 right, taxi via Echo, Juliet, Kilo, holding point Golf 12, runway 07 right.
Oscar, cross after holding Echo 7, runway 25 right, then Echo, Juliet, Kilo to holding point Golf 12, runway 07 right, Oscar Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Echo Juliet Bravo, viento 110 grados, 5 nudos 02, continua aproximación, número 2.
Recibido, continuamos aproximación, número 2, Eco Juliet Bravo.
Alright, so that was a very long taxi instruction and I had no paper with me at the very moment. But
1 Lima Foxtrot, taxi via Uniform, Tango, Gate Foxtrot, November, position 104.
Then it's gonna be the next one. This is
Uniform
Delta.
Tango, Gate Fox November, position 104, runner 2, Lima Foxtrot.
Hello.
No, yes. Muchas gracias,
Echo.
runner 2, Lima Foxtrot.
A ti, hasta luego, break. Echo Juliet Bravo, wind, corrección, viento calma, pista 02, autoriza aterrizar.
Autorizado a aterrizar, Eco India Juliet Bravo.
Okay, we're already cleared to cross the runway, so that's good, we can go further. This is Echo 7 indeed, good. Then we continue straight on Echo until we reach Juliet. That's exactly the track marked here on this. So we are following the procedures as they should be. And when we are at the holding point, we'll also do our run-up hill before we report ready for departure. This is still gonna be a long taxi. And the weather is very nice here in Barcelona, at least.
Boeing 3902, listo de rodar.
Boeing 3902, responda 0046 como instruido.
Sí, en el transponder hemos puesto 0046. Si no sale será problema del programa.
Recibido sin problema. En ese caso, ruede vía Quebec, puerta November Sierra, mantenga corto de Kilo.
I suspect here to the right.
Corramos por Quebec, puerta November Sierra y mantenemos corto de Kilo, Boeing 3902.
Oh, there is a plane landing. Nice. Oops, stay on Juliet. Okay, we'll just keep looking in front instead of looking at other planes. Sorry. And at the end of this, we have to go to Kilo. Juliet Kilo. We are not really told which gate to take, but we'll just take Lima Sierra.
Eco Juliet Bravo, ruede vía Uniform, Tango, puerta Kilo November, posición 125.
Eco Juliet Bravo recibido, rodamos Uniform Tango y solicitamos rodaje remoto, por favor.
Eco Juliet Bravo, recibido pues vía Tango, puerta Lima November, posición 141.
Uniform Tango, Lima November, posición 141, gracias, Eco Juliet Bravo.
Buenas tardes, Barcelona del Star Charter 1 Lima.
Star Charter 1 Lima, Barcelona, buenas, posición.
Buenas tardes, estamos en curso 005 hacia Marta, 50 millas al sur, nivel 450.
Star Charter 1 Lima Barcelona, buenas, contacto radar 450, vuelo directo Mario.
Directo Mario, mil gracias, Star Charter 1 Lima.
Alright, we're on Kilo. And now we just go to the furthest holding point, so the very end of this taxiway.
Oscar Sierra Papa, due to performance number 2.
Number 2, Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Boarding 3902, ruedo vía Kilo, punto de espera Golf 11, 07 derecha, número 1.
Vamos por Kilo hasta Golf 11 de la 07 derecha, por interno 02.
So there is somebody either landing or probably landing, because I cannot see anybody.
Barcelona Control, buenas noches, Orange 60, passing flight level 165 with you.
Orange 620, Barcelona, buenas, radar contact flight level 165, climb flight level 300.
Climbing 300, Orange 620.
Golf 10, Golf 11 and Golf 12, so we go to Golf 12. And then we will do a quick run up.
Boarding 3902, Barcelona, listo, salida.
Esa firma, vuelo interno 02.
Boarding 3902, viento calma 07 derecha, autorizado a despegar.
Autorizado a despegar, pista 07 derecha, vuelo 3902.
Parking brake on. Go to the departure chart already. Don't need that now. Then throttle is at flight idle. Then feather twice, so we go feather. Now we can turn off the taxi lights. Now we are not moving. Alright, back.
Orange 620, climb flight level 340, flight direct Okabi.
We'll use this.
Direct Okabi and climbing 340, Orange 60.
Oscar Sierra Papa, behind the departing Airbus 320, line up and wait, 7 right behind.
Line up and wait behind the departing Airbus 07 right, Oscar Papa Sierra Papa. Okay, so we'll line up and wait. Just feather once more. And then we'll go taxi lights on, no, landing lights on. Okay, feather back. Flaps to take off. Transponder to alt. Let's roll. Check, check, flaps, de-ice not required, flight controls are checked, trims are set, briefing, strobe, switch on, yes. Check, check. Okay, everything is normal. Okay, we are lined up.
Boarding 3902, contacto radar 2100 pies, suba sin restricción, nivel de vuelo 190.
Pues subimos en restricción, nivel de vuelo 190, Boeing 3902.
Oscar Sierra Papa, wind 160 degrees 4 knots, 07 right, clear takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 07 right, Oscar Papa Sierra Papa. Alright, we are cleared for takeoff.
Con Charlie India y el Bravo estamos en remoto. Muchas gracias.
Lights are on, landing lights on. Okay, let's go, takeoff. Timer started and brakes are off. And now we have to be careful to not go beyond 100% in torque. It needs a lot of rudder. Okay, 97% is good. Power check. 85 knots.
Boeing 3902, vuelo directo a Tolso, Tolso 1 Papa, 24 izquierda.
Vueling 302, nuestro destino es Ibiza, no Palma en principio.
Autopilot on.
Vueling 302, bien de última autorización, vuelo directo Tolso y la Tolso 4 Víctor a la 06.
Tolso 4 Víctor a la 06, volamos directos Tolso, Vueling 302.
Fuel damper checked, climb speed is at 124. Okay. Flaps can go up. And we can climb a bit faster. It was the initial climb speed is 124, but we'll do a climb with 170 initially. Initial climb speed 170 set. Taxi lights are not necessary anymore. Trims are now automated. Check, check, check. Throttle we adjust to keep below 100, but we can climb at 100%, that's good, so that's here. And the rest is now good. So at 6000 is the transition altitude. And we will have to level off at 6000, so that's armed here, that's good. And then we'll be probably cleared for further climb by Barcelona control. Or actually, here in the departure chart it says, let's zoom in a bit. So in the departure chart it says that climb and maintain 6000 and request flight level change and route. So I'm a bit curious about how that's going to be. We have to pass Sucos at above 4000 feet. That's already achieved, so that's good. And below flat level 80, but we're only cleared till 6000 feet, so that's gonna be met in any case. And we have to stay below 250 as long as we are not above 10,000, I mean flight level 100. So now there is going to be a turn to the left very soon. Yeah, turn to the left, good.
Oscar Sierra Papa, radar contact 5000, climb unrestricted, flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Oscar Papa Sierra Papa. Alright, we can climb further.
Oscar Sierra Papa, passing flight level 80, flight direct Mario.
190, 190, 190, 190, 190, 190. And then flight direct to Say again, Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Oscar Sierra Papa, passing level 80, flight direct Mario, Mike Alpha, Romeo India, Oscar.
Direct to Mike Alpha, Romeo India, Oscar Papa Sierra Papa. Okay, but now we have to do that because I have not loaded in the air rates. I forgot to do that. That should be here. Menu, load airways. And the airway was... The airway was... UM601. UM601. Enter. And until PPN. Okay, but PPN enter. Okay. Damn it, not there. Okay, then we will simply here. Before that we will put in Mario. Enter. Main, enter. And let's go direct to Mario. Direct to Mario.
Oscar Sierra Papa, climb flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280 Oscar Sierra Papa. Okay, we can raise the power a bit. At 98 the torque, good. 97, 98, that's good. And let's now see how is this flight plan going, because I don't know exactly where this Mario was. I suspect that was the exit point from Barcelona control. Mario. Okay. Let's zoom out a bit. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Okay, Mario. So after Mario we go further PPN. That's good. That is good. And I'm going to...
Bolín 3902, se escucha Unicom 12,8, hasta luego.
12,8, hasta luego, Bolín 3902.
Oh, that's definitely not okay. I'm going to delete that array. Okay, now it is correct. That was indeed the exit point from Barcelona control, Mario. Good. We survived this. There was a bit of popcorn time, but we managed. That's what happens when you forget to load in properly arrays. Alright, we'll let the timer go. Climb is correct. We need to go to standard with the barrel, because we've already passed the 6,000 feet. That's standard. Standard is set. Climb power can go a bit faster. Okay, but the temperature is already out of green, so now we are temperature limited. That's quite normal if it was 30 degrees on the ground. Okay. Then we can already start briefing the arrival, because that's how things are going to get tricky today. Because it's the pilot skill tour of Spain for something, and that's because we are going to fly some tricky approaches. It's the coast, there is still the airport visible in the background. Ooh, and ooh, that's very not good, very not good. We have forgotten to close shit. We have forgotten to... Ay. That's not good. That's not good. Ah, Peter. That's very not good. Because the fuel is going away much faster. We need to return. We are going to ask that. We will call a pan. Yeah.
Barcelona, Siberia 883 en el 208 de Barcelona para instrumentar a Alicante, según eso.
Iberia 883 Barcelona, buenas, está autorizados a Alicante vía la Lotos 2 Romeo 07 derecha, inicial 6000 pies, QNH 1014, responda 0047.
autorizar fabricante de reponso de centro de controlado, afirma 07 derecha, inicial 6000, correspondemos 0047, Iberia 883.
Iberia 883, colación correcta, puesta en marcha aprobada.
Colación correcta, puesta en marcha aprobada, Iberia 883, gracias.
Oscar Papa Sierra Papa, we would like to request to return to Barcelona, preferably by vectors. We have a fuel leak and we are not going to make it to the original destination.
Oscar Sierra Papa, Rocha, are you declaring an emergency?
Yes, we are declaring an emergency. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Oscar Sierra Papa, copy Mayday, Skok Mayday, and fuel leak. Turn left heading 210 degrees, initial vector, expect ILS will approach runway 02.
See again, vectors and expected runway, Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Oscar Sierra Papa, turn left heading 210, expect ILS Zulu approach runway 02.
Left heading 210, expecting ILS Zulu approach runway 02, Oscar Papa Sierra Papa. Damn it.
Perdón, Iberia 883 en el 208 Barcelona, listo, retroceso.
Iberia 883, retroceso aprobado, Lima 14 encarando al este.
Lima 14 encarando al este, Iberia 883.
Oscar Sierra Papa, descend flight level 70, when able, fuel on board, souls and any dangerous cargo.
Descend flight level 70 when able. We have one soul on board and no dangerous cargo. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Oscar Sierra Papa, copied, and report remaining fuel on board, please.
Remaining fuel is 66 gallons and we are monitoring the fuel flow because the leak is from the fuel caps. So we cannot really tell the fuel flow, but we'll monitor in the next 5 minutes and calculate. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa.
Oscar Sierra Papa, Roger 66 gallons, turn left heading 170 degrees and expect about 35 track miles to touchdown.
Turn left heading 170, Oscar Papa Sierra Papa. Range, 66 gallons.
Solicito descenso Star Charter 1 Lima.
Star Charter 1 Lima, recibido, descienda a nivel 290.
Descendemos 290 Lima.
Okay, we'll descend to 70. That happens when you don't fly with a plane for a long time. 70. Take back from the speed. Maintain 200 knots. Okay, approach. It's going to be ILS Zulu 02. So we're going to start the timer again from 66 gallons. Oh, we had more gallon. Okay, we had more. It's gonna be fine. Airport. Approach.
Orange 60, Barcelona radar.
Station calling, Barcelona, second.
Orange 60, we're 41 nautical miles to the Okabi. Is it possible to switch to the Unicom? Because we are requesting out of cockpit for the 20 minutes about.
Orange 620, Roger approves, Timo Unicom 122 decimal 8, bye bye.
Muchísimas gracias, hasta luego. 60.
Barcelona, we're going to Barcelona, approach. Barcelona. Okay. We're descending still, the speed is good. We need to descend faster.
Oscar Sierra Papa, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1015. Do you request any further assistance?
Descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1014, and we don't need further assistance. Oscar, Oscar, Papa, Sierra, Papa.
Oscar Sierra Papa, roger.
4,000 feet. 1014, we already said that. We'll slow down a bit. Not overspeed. 1014. Yeah, I see the question on the chat what happened. I'm going to explain just as soon as I've set up my approach. Okay. I'm just going to do this manually, not flight plan. We will just tune the frequency, so the frequency for the others is 10875, 108.85, right? 10875, 10875, 10875. Okay, that's there. 10875, it's tuned, and the course is 09. Course is 09.
Iberia 883, pruebe vía puerta Charlie Sierra. Mike 7, mantenga corto de eco.
Course 019.
Puerta Charlie Sierra vía Mike 7, corto de eco. Iberia 883.
So what happened is that I forgot to close the fuel valves on the wings. So as you can see, there is fuel evaporating from the wings, so the fuel flow is much higher than it should be, and we would not have made it.
Oscar Sierra Papa, descend 2000 feet.
Descend 2000 feet. Oscar Sierra Papa. 2000. And we need to do this faster, because this is not gonna end up well. And we will also slow down a bit. Okay. Then we are tuned to the LS, so that's good. Let's do a quick checklist for descent. Altimeter is set. De-ice is not required. The tank is selected. Briefing, we are doing an ILS Zulu approach at 2000. We'll capture the glide slope and localizer and then simply land. Altimeter set. Goggles check, fuel tank selected, inlet separator switch is on, so that's good. Lights, we already gonna put landing lights on. Good. Okay, and don't forget to put down the gear, so we'll continue from landing gear. It's a simple ILS. We will probably be vectored soon towards the localizer. We are descending first to 2000 feet. We will level off at 2000 feet. That's where we capture the glide slope, and the fuel is going to be sufficient. Lap 1 speed is 178 knots, and the landing gear extension speed is also 178 knots. So let's
Iberia 883, ruede vía Eco, Juliet, Kilo, punto de espera, Golf 1207 derecha, número 1.
Ahorita punto de espera, perdón, 883.
Iberia 883, punto de espera, Golf 1207 derecha.
From Juliet, Kilo, el Golf 1207 izquierda, Iberia 883.
Iberia 883, le confirmo Golf 1207 derecha.
No, disculpe, 07 derecha, vía Juliet, Kilo, Golf Iberia 883.
Oscar Sierra Papa, turn left heading 040, clear ILS runway 02.
Left heading 040, cleared ILS runway 02, Oscar Sierra Papa. So 040, it's a nice intercept course. Alright, now that we are leveling off, good, at 2000 our speed is dropping fast, so I'm going to keep 160 knots before we are on the glide slope. And now approach is armed. Approach mode armed. We are about to capture the localizer. Glide slope is above us. We are tuned to the ILS frequency. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Landing lights are on. Fuel is still on the fuel's tank, but the fuel is really going away fast. It's good that we noticed this. Okay, let's maintain 165 knots. With the throttle control. Oh, my second stream.
Acabamos de cruzar
And
Sorbo.
immediately an emergency.
Star Charter 1 Lima.
Star Charter 1 Lima, escucho Nico 128, hasta luego.
Okay, the localizer is coming
En
closer.
18, gracias, hasta luego. 1 Lima.
Barcelona, Iberia 883, nos incorporamos a Kilo después de Jules vía Lima Sierra.
Iberia 883, afirma.
Capitán, gracias.
We've already been cleared, so that's good for landing. Localizer capture. Good. Alright, we are aligned with the ILS. The localizer is captured. Now, soon we will start descending when we reach the glide slope, when we intercept the glide slope. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll only put down flaps when we start descending on the glide slope.
Oscar Sierra Papa, wind calm, runway 02, continue approach, number 1.
Number 1, runway 02, Oscar Sierra Papa. Alright, the glide slope should be soon here. We are at 12 nautical miles from the runway. Okay, and the top of the glide slope is only at 6. So it's still a bit further. Yeah, Peter, indeed, it's interesting if there are emergencies from the viewer's perspective, but I really wanted to do this flight till San Sebastian to get going with the pilot skill tour. Of course, handling emergencies is a pilot skill too, but not really what I...
Iberia 883, información de tránsito, 9 millas final 02, viento calma, 07 derecha, autorizada espera.
So not really what in hand.
Acabo de información de tránsito de pista 07 derecha, autorizada Iberia 883.
But we do what we have, indeed, it's excitement for those who watch, and thanks for being there and watching. We can already, in the synthetic vision view, you can see that's the glide slope and the localizer, so that's basically the approach path to runway 02 in Barcelona. And you can see the glide slope diamond is coming, so we will soon intercept the glide slope, capture the glide slope, and then start descending. And when that happens, we are 6 miles away, so now we are 6.5 and we will be 6 nautical miles away. I have visual with the runway already. Good. Now make sure that the autopilot starts the descent. Yes, glide slope captured, descent started. We can pull back the power. Do not speed up. And we will put flaps 1. So flaps 1. Visually also fuel leak. Okay, keep the speed up to 140ish now. 150, that's good. Gear down. Can already put gear down, right? Gear down, landing gear extended, maximum speed 178, yes, so we'll put gear down.
Sky Sierra Papa, wind 110 degrees, 4 knots, runway 02, clear to land.
Runway 02 clear to land, Oscar Sierra Papa. Oops. That has a lot of air resistance, the gear, so we have to make sure we don't drop the speed too much. Okay, we can set full flaps below 120. We are in the top of the wide arch. Let's slow down a tiny bit more. Okay, safely in the wide arch. Full flaps. Okay. Their approach speed is going to be 85 knots. Final approach speed. So we are going to slow down.
Iberia 883, contacto radar 1600 pies, suba a nivel de vuelo 190, pasando 6000 y vuelo directo a Lotos.
Entonces 190 pasando 6000 directo a Rotes, Iberia 883.
While we monitor our speed and don't slow down too fast, then we will quickly pull up the chart, arrival, taxi routes. So airport, taxi route, arrival runway 2. That's it. So we can see where
500.
Okay, that's the closest. So we can just probably go till Uniform Bravo and then exit to go to general aviation. We are stable. We need to slow down a bit more. Okay.
Airspeed.
Okay.
Perdón, Iberia 883.
Iberia 883, Barcelona, paso mensaje.
Confirma estos ok.
Iberia 883, negativo, atravese 6000, directo Lotos, Lima Oscar, Tango Oscar Sierra.
Autopilot is off.
Directo Lotos, perdón, no se entendimos. Iberia 883.
Speed 85 knots. Yaw damper is off. Center line.
Airspeed.
Slowly back to idle. Idle flare, a very nice landing. Okay, and then we can just roll. We'll see if they ask us to vacate the runway before Uniform Bravo, but I don't think so. So we'll just vacate at Uniform Bravo. That's the first exit here. And we can slow down a bit on the brakes. Okay, vacating the runway. Indeed, it's Uniform Bravo. Parking brake set. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa, runway 02 vacated to Uniform Bravo.
Oscar Sierra Papa, confirm emergency cancelled.
Emergency is cancelled. Oscar Sierra Papa.
Oscar Sierra Papa, Roger, cancel distress, squawk 2000, taxi via gate Bravo November, position 40.
Squawk 2000, taxi via gate Bravo November to position 40. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa. Then we are on standby. Code is 2000. We are in controlled airfield airspace. Taxi lights on. We don't need the pulse lights anymore. Flaps can come up. We already set the trims to takeoff position, so nobody forgets them for takeoff. because you can run out of rudder authority without them during the takeoff. So we will just take first left and then first right. That's easy. Parking brakes off. Let's start rolling. Okay, go to the next checklist. De-ice was not on, inert SEP still on, pitot heats were not on, bleed air still required, radar is standby, transponder is ground, flaps up, strobe switch off, lights set to taxi, and trims are at taxi.
Iberia 883, suba a nivel 290.
Ascenso suma Iberia 883.
And here is Bravo November, and that's our gate, so we go right, Bravo November. And we'll have to have a look where exactly stand 40 is. Stand 40 is straight. And I expect that that was going to be the first stand, but we are going to have a look here. Yes, 40 is the first stand to the right, okay? So that's gonna be a steep turn. And then when I'm parked, we will still have a look at the replay of the landing. It's a good streamer. Okay. Brakes on, jumps on, and then shutdown procedure. Parking brake on, lead switch off, air conditioning off. You can start the timer to know how long we have stood still before we can disconnect from the network. It's gonna be 6 minutes. We're probably not gonna wait that long because we cannot submit this like anyway to the tour, so just 3 minutes and then we will disconnect and have a look at the replay of the landing. But let's go through the shutdown checklist first. We'll not need the tablet also anymore, tablet either. We made it back with 53 gallons of fuel remaining. We would not have made it halfway to San Sebastian with this fuel leak. Ay. Anyway, we monitored it, we did the right decision, we declared emergency, and we are back in one piece without material or physical injury. So that's always a win. Alright, parking brake was set on, lead and air conditioning was off. Then the throttle has to be in flight idle for 2 minutes. That's for the engine, so we started the timer, let's say half minute ago already. We don't need the nav lights anymore, strobe lights stay.
Iberia 883, cerrando ya escucho Unicom 128, hasta luego.
Cambio de pro Unicom 228 Iberia 883,
Okay, switch off. Okay. Throttle will go cut off in half minute. I think with all the taxiing in idle and so we can do that. Normally you'd wait till the 2 minutes, but I started the timer late and we only taxied with idle. Anyway, we were not exceeding any temperatures or RPM tolerances. Hi boss. You are a bit late, but we had an emergency. So for those who join us a bit later, I forgot to close the fuel caps. This is not something that would normally happen, and this is one of the only planes where this is simulated, but if you don't close the fuel caps, then while in flight your fuel is going to be leaking. So we were already at flight level 180 when we noticed, and we had to return via vectors to Barcelona. So the pilot skill tour is going to continue on another day. But it was still a very interesting experience. I have to say, my first emergency on the IVAO network, and also in real life. I mean, this is not real life, but the first emergency I had to declare ever. Alright, we can cut off the throttle. So throttle goes to cut off. Good. Then when the propeller has stopped, we'll put the inertial separator switch off. What the inertial separator does in this plane is it stops particles or stones entering the jet, and I mean the turbo engine. Alright, warnings are normal, throttle is cut off, inertial separator can go off. All the exterior lights can go off, strobe lights off. And the internal light switches are off. The fuel pumps and fuel selector switches go off. Okay. Off. And manual. Oxygen switch was on off already, and the parking brake now can go off because we have installed the chocks. So we are not going to roll away. We'll also open the doors. Parking brake off. Okay. And then we can pull down the crash bar. That means everything is off. And even though we did that, and in real life now our radio wouldn't work anymore, but we'll still say thank you to the controllers for handling our emergency. And then we'll have a quick look at the replay. Oscar Papa Sierra Papa, we are shutting down. Thank you for the service and handling our emergency. It was very professional. That's weird. Yeah, okay. There is no more. The Barcelona control went offline, so I was talking to nobody, but that's what we would have said, and they would have been probably happy that we acknowledged their service. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the replay of our landing. Okay. Where was that? Okay, let's go a bit further. Let's come outside. Alright. So we are near runway 02 in Barcelona. We are on the glide slope, nicely aligned with the runway, it's an ILS approach. So it's very straightforward. Our speed management was not the best here on final because I was very busy with everything I should not have been busy with if I had a co-pilot. But at the end our speeds were good. We touched down a bit towards the second half of the touchdown zone. But it was a good landing. It's a very nice plane, but I really flew it a very long time ago. So the original reason why we didn't take the Airbus today is that the weather minima in San Sebastian were really not suited for the NDB approach we would have had to do. But with for a Class A or Class B airplane, the approach is different and the minima are lower. So that's why the original plan was to then do it with this plane. Then we could have completed this tour leg, but that's not happening today anymore. bit of float to bleed off some speed, and then nice touchdown on the center line, still well in the touchdown zone. Can also have a view for the passengers' point of view quickly. So this is the main terminal of Barcelona Airport, and that's where the open fuel tank. Oops, and I have not disconnected. Jesus. Ay, 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 ay. So that was very nice and smooth landing. That's it. That was the landing. Quite a long float, but with a small plane on such a long runway, that's okay. We knew that we had to exit the runway still very far away. Alright. Thanks for joining for this stream. Next time we will really hopefully fly to San Sebastian, or maybe on Sunday with bus from Brussels for another tour leg. But for this Spanish tour, pilot skill tour, we'll have to wait a bit longer. So thank you for joining, and I hope also if you watch this later when it's not live, you will get a idea how handling an emergency situation is, even though it was my first one and I'm also only a student pilot, so all the procedures we have been doing are definitely only for the simulation. Nothing here was real and it was not an instructional video. I hope you liked it. As usual, I have to say, smash that subscribe button and like, which I was really hoping to never say in my life, but yeah, we are there. So, thank you for joining, and see you the next time. Fly safe. Bye bye.